My name is Lauren Greenberg. I am from Toronto, and I am currently a grad student at New York University, Steinhardt, and I'm studying concert composition.
And how did you get into music originally?
My parents put my brother and I in piano lessons from a very young age, and I became really interested in playing piano. My whole family is very musical. We all took music lessons growing up. Both my parents and also my grandparents did as well. My grandmother, Evelyn Greenberg, she taught piano accompaniment at Ottawa University for 23 years. So we're all kind of following in her footsteps, but I am the first one in my family to pursue a music degree, and kind of do that professionally or be the first composer as well.
And what drew you to composition specifically as opposed to performance or something else?
I became interested in composition when I was 11. I watched a YouTube video of a child prodigy performing her own compositions on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and I thought to myself, well, if all you need to compose is piano experience, then I feel like I could do that. I know now that's not really that you need, but to like my 11-year-old self, I thought that was all I needed. So that day, I just got down at the piano and wrote something very simple. And ever since then, I just continued composing, and I just love it. It's like now these days, I just like the act of creating something that I can call my own, which you don't really get out of performing music on the piano, or any instrument. But yeah, just the creative aspect of it is what continues to draw me to composition.
That's super neat. It's very modern that it was an Ellen show performance that drew
Yes.
you into it.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on YouTube, so that's how I got everything when I was younger.
Pretty funny. Um, Other than YouTube, what are some of your musical influences?
I draw a lot of inspiration from film scores, particularly John Williams music. I just love the cinematic aspect of what he writes, and a lot of my larger pieces sound very like I've been told that by people that it sounds a lot like John Williams, and other composers, like Hans Zimmer and Alan Silvestri. I also really like. Um, I'm also a big fan of musical theater, so a lot of the comedic aspects of musical theater has also found a way into my music, um, which I've been told by a lot of people. It's something that I didn't really realize I was doing until other people told me that I add a lot of like funny elements into my music, and reflecting upon that, I'm pretty sure it's because of all the musical theater that I listen to.
Can you share a little bit about the piece that we'll be performing with the Untitled Ensemble show in February?
Yes, so I wrote this piece in early 2021. It was my second year at Boston Conservatory at Berkeley during my undergrad. And I was in Boston for a hybrid semester. I originally wrote it, it was through the program, the composition program, and I got an opportunity to write this for a brass trio called Factory Seconds. They're from Cleveland. My composition teacher suggested that I write a piece in movement since it's very difficult for brass players to play for long periods of time. So she suggested that I write maybe like 3 to 5 movements, something like that. So I literally just Googled things that come in fours, and the Greek classical elements, earth, air, fire, water, that popped up, and I found that really interesting. So I just decided to write a piece based off the Greek classical elements. Um, yeah, and I think probably perhaps it was my lack of human interaction for such a long time that drew me to these like very tactile things, Like earth, air, fire, and water. Those are very like earthly things. So that's probably like I'm pretty sure that's really what drew me to writing this piece.
Yeah, that would have been early, I guess still early pandemic, so
Yeah.
a very different environment. Is there anything else you'd like to add at all?
Well, I would like to say thank you for this opportunity. I'm very excited. Um, I guess outside of music, I'm a very big astronomy nerd. Um, and I like to add like elements of astronomy into some of my pieces. Not so much this piece, but I guess for this my final movement in the classical elements called Earth, I sort of interpreted it as both like Earth from the ground, but also planet Earth. So you can kind of hear some of influences from that. And yeah, I guess that's it.
All right, well, thanks so much.